Hi there, Mimi Chibi again. So, I thought I would kind of go over some starting tips for anyone who wants to get into camming. There's a few things you need to think of. First, what kind of site you want to be part of. Second, you want to know what your name is going to be and how much information you're going to put out into the world. And you have to stay consistent with that. And third, you need to get all your paperwork together and figure out exactly how the site you're on works so you can't be screwed with by any of the less savory people that occasionally frequent these sites. I'm not saying everyone's bad. In fact, most of them are quite nice and quite helpful. But you always have those guys that just have to push it a little further. So, first things first, you have to figure out who you want to be as your cam persona. It's pretty much you're coming up with a porn name and your porn persona, except it's more live. You need to figure out your name. My name's obviously not Mimi Chibi. That's what I chose. I made that decision and I'm stuck with it. I could change everything if I wanted to, but I surrounded every kind of social media that I have for camming around that name, so it is now my name, as far as all this goes. And this kind of goes in with the consistency. Shush! Sorry, my dog. Next thing you want to know exactly what you're going to tell people. How much information do you want to give? Do you want to give out your birthday so people can buy you birthday presents? Are you worried about that kind of thing? About people knowing such an intimate fact about you? Are you going to give out your city, state, country? Obviously, your country is going to be kind of obvious, but you might not want to give away your city or state. I personally don't even give away my state. I point out to people that I live in the western U.S., because that is true. So they've got half a country to choose from, including the 2 extra states we've got. So, no, do not ever give out your personal phone number. Do not ever give out your personal email address. You can make a new social media and email for your cam really easy. It's super easy. Any Gmail, so you can have a YouTube like I do for my cam persona. You can have a Twitter for it. Twitter is a great resource. I definitely suggest everybody get a Twitter. You can have an Instagram, but nothing risque on there. You cannot show nipples. You cannot show any of your bits or anything. No nudity. Same thing goes for Tumblr from what I hear, though I kind of hate Tumblr, so you're not going to get any suggestions of it from me. Yeah, anything you have, your Kik if you have one, your Skype, everything can be for your cam persona, and it should be. That way you keep your personal life separate, because it is very important for you to have that kind of security. And I'm not saying that you are 100% safe. Obviously, you are a creature of the internet, as I am, and there could be people out there who can find out more about you. So, know exactly what you're putting out there. Some people are totally cool with putting out their cities. Certain cities are larger, like if someone says they live in New York, chances are you're not going to find them. Maybe you'll happen upon them, but not so much. If you live in a smaller city, then it might be easier to find you. You probably don't want to tell anyone about your city. So, know what you're going to tell people and everything. Have your whole line set up. Another thing you need to know is, for your cam persona, what are you going to be? Are you going to be dominant? Are you going to be a submissive? Are you going to specifically focus on any kind of fetish? Are you going to be kind of a wifey? Or give the girlfriend experience? Are you going to be a little brat, like childish little brat, you know, very playful and happy? Are you going to be one of the gamer girls? Figure out what you're going to be, and then you can figure out interesting shows to base around your persona. It's better if your persona at least somehow mimics your real life. That way you're not putting a bunch of fake acting into it, and you can just easily be this person. Again, if you're going to choose the gamer persona, be careful about who you give your gamer tags to and such. I don't remember exactly which info is connected to those because I never look at mine, but I know I would never give out my personal gamer tag. If I were ever to do gaming shows, I would have a cam persona for that connected to my cam Gmail account, which is only for camming and work. So, yeah. I think I have kind of lost my train of thought on a lot of things. So, choosing a website. There are lots of websites to choose from. There is a cam lady / she does some YouTube videos named Lil Miss Sin, who did great videos on this. I'm going to give my personal experience, which mainly centers around 2 sites that I've worked on. I have also been on a couple other sites, but they really weren't for me. One I hope to get back into, and I'll mention it, but I don't know enough about it to really recommend it. So the first one is StreamMate or iCams. If you see an advertisement for iCams, don't do it. It's just StreamMate and they take a little extra of your money. Pretty shady, really irritated me. That's why that ended. But StreamMate itself, you can sign up with them. You don't get as much as you would from ChatterBait, which is unfortunate. You only get something like 25% or 20% or something like that. I don't remember exactly how much. I mean, it's a decent amount. People generally expect to be spending a certain amount in there. Some of the caveats about that, it is male, female, and trans friendly. So anybody, any body shape, any age, they don't care. Make your account, you're good to go. They're not very picky. You know how they say a lid for every pot? Kind of goes along those lines. They've got lots of lids and pots. And one of the things about it is they have a public mode, they have a private mode, and they have gold shows, which are group shows that you can start yourself for whatever price that you set. The gold shows are a thing you have to earn by having the appropriate equipment and enough time online. And a lot of girls do make off pretty well with those. You know, you can make a goal of, say, 100 gold, 200 gold, whatever, and everybody chips in and everybody gets to watch the show at the end. Works for some, doesn't work so much for me. There are also private shows and exclusive shows, sorry. They're both kinds of private shows. One of them, private shows, people can tap into and watch as well, and more people you have in those shows, the more people are getting charged by the minute, so that can add up pretty fast. And then you have exclusive shows, which you should be charging more for because those are one-person shows. That's where you would get into like the hardcore fetish stuff or things that you're okay with doing, but you don't necessarily want to do in front of everybody because not everybody's going to be into them. So, you would charge more because only one person can be in those shows. You have to let people into exclusives, and then people can just take you to privates, usually. And if you are in public chat, we're still talking about StreamMate, if you're in public chat, you cannot show your bits. You have to have panties on, or at least be hiding what your panties would be hiding. You can show your tits, you can show everything else, but anything underneath the panties needs to stay hidden in public chat. That's one thing some people like, some people don't. Those are the rules. It's not too bad. Some people like that site. I was okay with it, but like I got really irritated about the iCams. Like, do not sign up with iCams. Sign up with StreamMate. So the next website I will talk about is the one I am currently on, and that is ChatterBait. ChatterBait has an entirely different way of working, kind of like MFC from what I've heard. I've never actually tried MFC. Whereas StreamMate is kind of like Jasmine Cams, which I have tried, and I did not like Jasmine Cams. It just didn't quite jive with me. So, but ChatterBait, again, anybody can join. My Free Cams, MFC, whatever you want to call it, is female only. Period. So, ChatterBait is like that, but it is male, female, trans, anybody, any age, any shape, whatever. You do have to watch out for the list of fetishes on both sides. You have to make sure that you are within the rules. There are certain things that people might have a fetish for and are okay with that are not allowed, such as pissing, fisting, a couple other things that are kind of specialty fetishes. They're not allowed on the site. So you have to be careful about not doing things like that and getting caught. ChatterBait runs in if you are verified on there, because you could just be there to show your bits to people, and that's actually fine. You don't need to do anything, but if you want to get paid for it and have it part of your job, you need to be verified there. And then people can just hop into your room, see whatever you're doing on your cam, just like anywhere else, and you can take off all your clothes, leave some clothes on. You can be masturbating there. Generally, how people run their rooms is they like to put a goal, and then once you reach the goal, they will do the thing, and then they'll set another goal and do the thing, and things escalate. It takes a few hours usually, unless you have a particularly enthusiastic group in your room. It works kind of like the gold shows in StreamMate, except it is always going, and you can show things the whole entire time. That's kind of what my favorite has become. I don't really like doing privates anymore. I will occasionally do privates on Skype, but for the most part, I like the public group showing, having a good conversation going and everything. As far as payment for both sites, for StreamMate, it is weekly, the week after you have worked. So work Sunday through Saturday, then get paid on the next Friday, I believe. So Sunday through Saturday work period, go through another Sunday through Saturday, but you get paid on that Friday. So you get paid a week afterwards. Like most places. They are weekly, and that's about it for that. With ChatterBait, it is bi-weekly. It is twice a month on the first couple days after the first, because the pay periods are 1 through 15, I believe. 1st through the 15th, and then the 16th through the whatever the last day of the month is, that individual month. You get paid usually a couple days after the pay period ends. Usually you're lucky and get paid like 1 or 2 days afterwards, which is a really nice turnaround. But it is bi-weekly, so you have to go through a whole 2 weeks and get paid, another whole 2 weeks and get paid, like a lot of jobs as well. So, that is all I can think of those individual websites. Something to remember with these websites, there are specific currencies for them, actually. For StreamMate, it is gold, and gold is usually equivalent to $1 US. 1 gold is $1 US, typically. Sometimes currencies get a little mixed up if you're getting paid by someone from another country, so they pay, X many gold, but really it's less gold in the US, or it's more gold in the US, depending on where they are from and where their currency is from and being translated from. ChatterBait is different. It has tokens. Every token that you earn is worth 5 cents. So when pricing things, you can keep that in mind, that what I'm doing is worth X many dollars, so you multiply that or divide that by 0.05 and you get your tokens. But you have to be kind of careful to not overdo it, because you have to realize that the viewers are paying twice as much. They pay 10 cents per token. So, you could not care, you could care, keep that in mind sometimes maybe. So, yeah. Both sites, you can initiate private conversations with people. If they ask for privates and you decide to do that, that's fine. ChatterBait has a kind of cool thing I've noticed, though you shouldn't read too much into it. They color code their members that come into your site. So they've got gray names, which means they have no money in their accounts. They still serve a purpose, though, because they keep your numbers up, which keeps you closer to the front page of viewability. Next up are light blue names. That means they have some money in their accounts, but they have not donated or tipped a significant amount of money. I think it's under 50 tokens. Then there are dark blue, who have tipped 50 or more tokens in the last however long. I don't remember how long it is. From there we have light purple, I believe is the next one, which is something like 500 tokens in the last month, and then dark purple, which is about 1,000 tokens in the last month. So that kind of gives you a hint of what they've been doing for the last month, which is good to know. And it also means that if someone claims that they're going to tip you for something, if you do it first, but their name is gray, they're not going to tip you anything. They can't. So that is something to keep in mind. Also, anyone in the guest chat of StreamMate cannot tip you either. They do not have an actual account, from what I remember, so they have no access to funding their account. So, yeah. That's about all I got. Some things you need to think about when you are on these sites is if somebody offers you a certain amount of currency and it doesn't add up, like their name is incorrect or they're in the wrong place of the site page, so you know that they don't have any money, but you still see this notification pop up of this person has given you this many tokens, or tipped this many tokens to me, for me, Mimi Chibi, or this much gold to Mimi Chibi. If you know it's not right, just don't question yourself or anything. Just investigate, get to know the site, know what the notifications look like. They look very specific. Like, in ChatterBait, I believe they are highlighted yellow, and they will pop up anywhere that you are. If you're in a private chat and somebody gives you tokens in public chat while you're away, it'll still show up in private chat as the notification. It'll show up wherever you are, and it'll stay there. So, and it will be highlighted yellow. It will say all this stuff. If their name is gray, they cannot give you money. They can't do it. There is a scenario where they could turn gray after giving you money if they run out of money and have not tipped over 50 tokens. But you'll know because they will have tipped under 50 tokens, and you would have seen their name colored beforehand, right? And with streaming, it's the same thing, except they have this little jingle that plays when you get a tip. So does ChatterBait. And also, there's a little symbol of coins that pops up that they can't mimic yet, as far as I know. They can't mimic the little symbol. You need the symbol there, as well as what it reads in all the cap locks and everything. So, that is all I have. If you guys have any questions about either site, or if you have a question about me ever looking into a different site. Oh, I was going to mention the site that I kind of want to go back to trying again when I have a better phone, and that is Night Flirt. It seems pretty good. You have to set up your own pages. It's not quite as intuitive as some other things, but it's not too bad. I mean, some people have really pretty ones that they pay to have made, and it looks really nice. Honestly, all you have to do is be able to figure out how to use GIMP and how to paste in HTML, which you can find from Imgur, whatever. If you can figure out how to do that, you can make your own standard pretty thing. I've done it for ChatterBait, because that's the same thing there. So yeah, Night Flirt, it's mostly a calling one. You can also do video chat, or you can add video chat in with your calls. People have different wants and needs in that kind of site. A lot of fetishist things, lots of domination, lots of submission, whatever any individual is into. Just know what you're into and be open and communicate what that is. If anyone ever asks me if I want a sugar daddy, I tell them no, because I'm not a submissive. I'm not good at being a sugar baby, and in my experience, most people who want to be called daddy don't deserve it. So that's not saying everybody, but in my experience, I've found a lot of jokers. So, but I know who I am. I know what I want out of my cam persona and my days camming, and it works for me. So I hope it'll work for you too. This is going to be kind of a long video. So, any questions, leave them in the comments. Any comments about anything, leave it in the comments, obviously. And yeah, if you want to find me on social media, my Twitter is MimiChibiCams. That's MimiChibicamz. Not just Mimi Chibi, Mimi Chibi Cams. Hit me up there, follow me, don't follow me, whatever you want to do. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you later.